Alright, so against my better judgment, I figured I'd record an attempt at Duriel. Sometimes I get some weird lag spikes out of fraps, so it's a bit risky, but nevertheless, I'll give it a go. But I'm doing this voiceover after the fact, because for whatever reason it turned out my mic wasn't working, so it's a little bit depressing, but nevertheless. Here we go. I went in here with no real plan at all. I had intended to try and get Cannot Be Frozen. I had to make do with half freeze duration and a fair bit of cold resist. I really had no idea if he was going to one-shot me. Turns out pretty quickly that wasn't the case, but he could definitely do it too. So straight away the shadow goes down and the Merc struggles to pick up aggro. He is getting frozen by that aura, chilled by that aura at least, and because of that having real trouble landing attacks there. And for some strange reason, he did seem to be far more focused on me than the Merc than he is in normal and nightmare. I don't know if that's a hell difficulty thing or not, but I'm running around in circles here thinking, alright, well, clearly I can outrun his attack, so let's take a moment and think, what can we do here before we go back to town? Drop a couple of traps, see if it's possible to lay and run and lay and run. No, as you can see there, that's going to be a quick journey to death. So, excuse me, back to town for a second. Alright, so the shadow took a few hits there, so let's get the shadow back up. We'll do a bit of a health potion top up while we're in town, collect ourselves from that near-death experience, and maybe head back down there. And I suppose with a bit more of a plan to try and keep the shadow up as a tank while dealing damage. Biggest problem, of course, is we've got to be well aware of the fact that it really is only going to take him 2 hits to kill us. So it's all well and good to say, well, I'll just keep casting the shadow and keep dropping attacks. But sometimes you just get a little bit focused on staying alive. So we'll see how that goes. Portal again. Right, this time the shadow dies a lot quicker. It takes me by surprise a bit. There's a good amount of traps there and he cops a good amount of damage from it running through the wall. So I get the shadow back up, guide him around for a bit, see if the shadow can pick aggro back up, which she can, which is great. I really don't know what I'm thinking about here, but there we go, we finally put some more traps down. And the shadow's down again. And I think I had a bit of a moment here where I wasn't really sure if my strategy was going to work, but let's get it back up again and have another try. Now this time around I managed to stack some decent damage, and you sort of get the feeling that this is going to work. So, a little bit worried about being chilled here. Let's see if I can break out of that before I stop to recast the shadow. There we go. Put some traps down and start popping away. Getting a little bit more optimistic. Cops a fair bit there, and then it starts to look at this point like it could be possible if I stay on the ball and recast the shadow. And we're out of mana. It's a bit of a risk there to get it back up, but now we're starting to do good amounts of damage again. And I think I might have said something cocky in the original version of the voiceover about this point, which is never good when you're playing a hardcore character, because the next minute you can look very, very stupid. Like that was pretty close just then. There we go, Shadow's got aggro again. Stack some traps, do a bit more damage. And now, realistically, as long as you don't mess up, that should be him. Vital moments. Anytime the shadow goes down, he switches attention immediately to me. But there you go. Hindsight, yeah, maybe slightly more worried about that than I had to be. But, again, hardcore playthrough on a character that was never a main years ago. Never really did a lot of playing on Assassin, so I wasn't really sure how she was going to go against Duriel, so went better than I expected. I'll go talk to Duriel here, ask him what he's been doing, chilling out the back here. Coffee and cigarettes, been real helpful. Yep.
I thank you for my freedom.
There you go.
Greetings. The Archangel Duriel was the one who gave the soul. Stay a while and listen.
Greetings.